First of all, Lynda, how is Mr. Spain after his op?
Well,
his
yes,
procedure?
I'm sure the nation is waiting with bated breath.
What happened to him? I don't know.
You don't know? He had a hernia operation. Oh, it was dreadful. No, he rang me.
Did everything go smoothly?
Yes, it was all very smooth. And he rang me and said, come pick me up at 6 o'clock. So I duly went along at 6 o'clock with my best. I tried hard to be sympathetic, you know, ladies. It's not easy, is it? How are you? And he was up there on the phone. I could hear his voice down the corridor, you know, terrible. My lover, yes, those Somersetian tones. Anyway, I said, well, can we go? He said, no, you've got to wait for the surgeon to come. Well, we waited and we waited. And unfortunately, he didn't come till about 8:30, by which time I was really ready for my dinner, frankly. But he was lovely, the surgeon, Mr. Baker, and very young. That's the trouble. Like policemen, aren't they?
About 12?
He looked about 12, yes. Anyway, we took him home and he got up. Men are so funny, aren't they? They're so predictable, you know, about all that. Oh, it doesn't hurt at all. Leave me out of bed. And then went, oh. And then he went, oh, can you carry my bag? Yes. And he's fine.
He's fine. That's good news.
Good.
Well, you're looking fine, Fettle, Miss McGiffin.
Wow, thank you.
From your little sojourn.
I've been away, yes, I've had a little holiday. I'll tell you what, I've been to the south of France, right? Had a little few days down there, as you do.
With your Mark?
Yeah, with my Mark, yeah. But also, I've got a real problem with Cheryl Cole these days.
Why?
Well, you remember I told you about her copying my style?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm serious.
You've
I mean,
started a file, in
yeah,
fact.
she had like the same jeans, the same shoes, same bag, same jacket, same dress. Honestly, it was getting to be a problem. Anyway, so I turned up in the south of France. Who turns up there? Cheryl Cole. And guess what? She's only wearing the same swimsuit as me and hat.
How dare she?
Yeah, look.
Oh.
Same hat. Is that not the same? It's the same hat.
It's the
and
woman
the
had
swimsuit.
no imagination.
You know
of
the
her own.
swimsuit she was pictured in with the bits that where it's
Is that
joined
you
from
on the left with Sherry there?
Yeah, that was me. That was in the south of France. That was me in Marbella.
Oh,
but you know,
right.
it's illustrating the single white female thing going on there.
Yeah.
You know, complete. And now I was reading the magazine this morning. Sunglasses, the same. I've got to have a word with her. Honestly, I can't put up with this. No,
You're
anyway.
a fashion icon.
Well, I did have a lovely time in the south of France, thank you. It was just the most beautiful thing. The weather, the beaches, the food,
All right,
everything.
don't make us sick.
Sorry.
No, go on. Let me live vicariously.
Do you know what the best thing about it all is the red wine and the cheese.
Yes,
I think for 3 days, all I ate was red wine and cheese, but it was ruined somewhat by a little cheese and ham sandwich that we had at the airport that we found like a giant hair in it.
No, you didn't. Well, clearly you weren't worried about your figure then, with the old
No.
cheese and the old wine.
Well,
you don't need to
well,
worry.
should be.
Somebody who has been worrying about how she looks is Corrie star Kim Marsh. In today's papers, the actress is pictured showing off her new £4,000 boob job. After having 2 kids, she says she didn't feel confident about her body anymore because her breasts had started to go south. She said, since having my kids, there was nothing there. As my gran would say, I ended up with just the skins they were in. Thank you, Gran. Are we just going to accept the sag, or are we going to rage against the falling of the bosom?
Well, do you know?
Yours are still there.
Well, because I wear, like, up and atom bras, that's why. You know, I think if you've got a good bra and all that... I mean,
That's a
obviously...
feat of engineering,
It
that
is.
is.
It's scaffolding, that. But when you get home and you take it off and it drops down into your shoes... No, I'm not bothered. I'm happy in myself, you know. I think it's more important. You can look like a supermodel and look at like everything's perfect, but... Ultimately, it comes down to how happy you are as a person and who you're with and if they love you for you and not just something to look
What
at.
about Raymondo?
What about him?
Is he
What's
worried
he
about...
got to do with anything?
What about... Are you worried about what he thinks,
No,
or does he have a
because he's
comment?
fabulous. He helps me carry them to bed. There's nothing wrong with that.
He wouldn't care what
No,
they
he
were
wouldn't.
like.
The thing about Ray is he loves boobs. Don't matter, they're small, big, sagging up by your ears. He's not bothered.
He's
They're
not bothered
boobs.
with boobs. Yeah,
you know,
he's
so
quite happy with
he's
that.
a man, isn't he?
I do understand what she's saying. I think, you know, we've all got to try and get used to our faces when you look in the mirror and they're ageing, and but it's quite a gradual process, isn't it? But the old booby-doos, after the babies and the breastfeeding, you just wake up one day and you go... In the mirror, they've just moved. They've just moved.
Especially if you're quite small, and Kim Marsh is, you know, she's quite small, so, you know, if she's had 2 kids and she has breastfed, then, you know, they probably were in need of a little bit of help. Now, I can kind of understand that. Of course, I haven't had kids, and you know, so I don't know what happens. But my friend, right? My friend, she had the same kind of thing. You know, because I used to go on holiday, and she used to sunbathe topless. And I used to, you know, she used to complain about them all the time, and I used to say to her, "Oh, they're fine, but actually, deep down, I thought they're not really." She's in the audience, so I'm feeling a bit bad. Don't put the camera on her. And so she did get them done, and you know, I kind of don't blame her. And I think if I'd been in the same situation, I probably would have done too, because they do end up like little empty crisp packets.
Well, of course, I've never had that problem because I've always had fabulous boobs. I've always got that.
Seen them.
Oh, there they are. Yes. Oh dear. Oh. Yes.
Very
When I was young. No, I have to say that's the most I've ever showed. You know, apart from when I was paid to do it in a film.
Hang on, you're getting paid to do it now.
Well, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Ah, yes, but I don't flash them. Though.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, but if you're sitting that side of the theatre, you do actually.
Well, you might. If you're lucky. No, what I think is I was lucky because I breastfed and they were quite big anyway, probably. But they haven't sagged, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you very much, God. But I do think I can understand her point. Perhaps as an actress, she's a young actress, and she might have to do nude stuff or, you know, love scenes or whatever, and if it makes her feel better. But on the other hand, I do think you've just got to get on with it, really, in life and make the best. And I think it's still, I know I bat on about this, but ultimately it's about who you are, really, in life.
But if yours had gone like that, you might have had something done, because I
thing
can
is,
imagine
I've got other things that have gone, by the way.
if you don't like the look of your boobs when you're naked, don't buy a full-length mirror.
Good point.
You won't see them, because if it's a half mirror, I can't see my boobs.
And also, don't tell anybody. Why do we have to know
No,
what
I don't agree
everybody's
with you on
doing?
that, Lynda Bellingham.
No, I wouldn't. If I had it done, I'd never tell.
If I had it done, I would sit here topless.
You wouldn't.
we'd know.
How would you know? How would you know?
Because
I
they
tell
would.
everyone.
Thank you.
If I went through that pain and that money, I would come on the show the next day and go, look at them.
Because they hardly just, you know, a lot of people don't just restore them to what they were. They have a little bit of, you know, while I'm in there, I might as well get a little bit more.
There's no more to be had here.
No, exactly. She's had ours.
Now, if you have an eye for fashion...